Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode 52 and I'm your host, comedian Tracy Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, Noelle Winters Herzog.
Hi.
Hi, Noelle. We're here to talk about 90 Day Fiance Season 7, Episode 12. And I'll tell you what I'm most excited about.
Tell me.
I'm most excited about my brand new podcast, Only in New York, that's hosted by myself, Andrea Allen from the Hot Mess Comedy Hour, and Hemda from Keith and the Girl.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much for being a guest on it.
Thank you for having me.
There are a few episodes up now. So guys, just find it wherever podcasts are made. Everywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called Only in New York. And, you know, it's going to be amazing. It is so funny.
Tracy, I listened to it in the car the other day with one of my friends. We listened to the episode that I was on, and then we listened to half of the third episode with Keith. We were LOL.
Noelle, I cannot wait until you listen to the episode with Calvin Cato.
That is the next thing I'm going to listen to because I heard a clip of it.
Noelle,
the best.
It's going to change your life.
I can't wait.
It's the craziest episode I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Also, something else that I'm really excited about is that Before the 90 Days is coming back.
I can't wait, Tracy. This garbage regular 90 Day Fiance.
I know.
I've had enough.
And just a heads up, people, there's going to be no episode next week. So there's no episode of the podcast.
Yes.
So don't get mad. Don't get angry. But what you could do in the meantime, if you're craving more of Noelle and I, you could listen to the new podcast Only in New York, or you could join our Patreon at patreon.com/Teen Mom Trash Talk. And it's not about Teen Mom. We just used that because Teen Mom Trash Talk was our first podcast. So you could join over there, and it's just so much content.
Yes, it's so much fun.
We do a podcast called BS Not Teen Mom Related, and it is just answering your questions, and it's so funny. We talk a little bit more about ourselves. You're gonna love it. Make sure you go over to patreon.com/Teen Mom Trash Talk.
All right.
Awesome. So let's start off. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp.
My whole life is brought to you by BetterHelp.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding.
Yep.
Let's start with this episode 12. And Michael and Juliana, it's their wedding day.
Oh, so sweet. This was so cute.
I know. She's so sad. And she hasn't heard from her family.
I feel bad for her. That's really sad.
I felt really bad for her, but there was a little bit of comic relief. The first thing that I see is Max.
Is he the cutest?
Okay, he's the cutest.
Yes.
But
what?
He is channeling Chris Farley.
Somebody else said that too, I saw. And I was laughing about that because it's so true.
Do you remember in Tommy Boy, the scene?
I have to tell you, no.
Okay, I'm going to sing it for you and you're going to remember it.
Okay.
So David Spade in Tommy Boy, David Spade and Chris Farley are partners, right?
Right.
And not life.
Right.
not in life and love.
Right.
Just they're working together, and David Spade's so little, right? And Chris Farley is a chubby man, and he puts on David Spade's coat and he starts singing a song.
Okay, sing the song for me.
Fat man in a little coat.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fat man in a little coat. And then he puts his arms together and the jacket rips right in half.
That's hilarious.
Max is wearing a jacket that does not fit him. He's wearing a shirt that does not fit him, a la Michael. And he's wearing it untucked with no tie.
And his name is Maxwell, which is adorable.
I love him.
Itself.
He's so cute.
Yes.
So Sarah did their ceremony, his ex-wife.
Yes.
Tell me what you thought about it.
Okay. So Sarah sometimes talks like, I don't know if she lives on the planet that I live on. Maybe I'm not going to say that she's on any substances, but there's something.
I'm not going to say she's not on any substances.
Also, maybe a little blush for a wedding. Little rouge, little lip gloss.
Okay.
Maybe.
So you think she dressed down too?
Yeah, maybe not like a maxi dress. Right. I know we were outside, but maybe like do a little, try a little something. Because I think Max tried a little harder than she did.
Well, I can say on that note, I was happy that she did not try to outdo Juliana.
She didn't,
for sure.
But you know what the thing is? Oh, Sarah's just so nice.
She's so nice.
It's so hard for me to talk shit about her because I like like her so
All right.
much.
Critique it a little bit. Critique the ceremony. What do you think about it?
Okay, well, I like that. First of all, everybody made speeches during the ceremony.
Okay, why was that?
What was that?
Speeches are made after the ceremony.
Right.
During the reception.
That's what I didn't understand.
Why are we all speaking before they get married?
And I'm thinking to myself, like, did we do it wrong or something?
No.
Right.
They're doing it wrong.
Okay.
Also, I felt like Sarah made the ceremony a little bit about her.
Right. Well, she's the ex-wife.
Right, but like maybe totally disconnect yourself from that for a second.
She didn't.
And then during the reception, you can make a silly speech about you.
I love that she like grabbed Juliana's arm at one point. Like she seemed like drunk, right?
She always seems a little
I
drunk.
know. She always seems like the tad bit like slurring in her words.
When she did her confessional to the camera,
she was drunk. She was drunk.
for sure, she's like, listen, people think that I should be like jealous of Juliana.
Right. I should be a better stay at home.
Like, you know,
woman.
I think that, like, they think that I should be wearing a maxi dress at my ex-husband's wedding. And, you know, and what was I? What?
Who is he?
Where am I? And it's like, Sarah, go lay down.
Right.
Go lay down inside.
So yeah, the speech. She's I don't understand the speeches during the officiating.
No,
that
very
was
weird.
weird. And why did she say I've now pronounced you wife and
I
husband?
liked that.
So did I. But like when she did it, the way she looked at Juliana
Yeah, 'cause
was
that was
kind of
girl
like
power.
wink, wink, girl power.
Yep.
Right?
I loved
Okay.
that. I liked the baby breath crowns that the little flower
Me
girls
too.
had on.
Me too.
Adorable. The cake was simple and pretty.
I loved Juliana's after party look.
Okay, so she changed dresses.
Yes.
And it was very adorable. But
I
she
think
looks good in everything.
She's
though.
so cute. She's got like this little headpiece
Very
in with
cute.
her hair down. She's got like almost a tutu, but like a flatter
Yes.
tutu. I don't really know how to explain
Sure.
it. And then the top is just like a plain white like
Yeah.
shell, as my grandmother
Ooh,
would call
oh my
it.
God, my mother
Yeah,
says shell. She's
yeah.
listening. Max and Cece were interviewed about who styled them.
Of course.
Cece was like, Juliana styled me. Thank you so much for asking.
She did my hair.
Max is like, I styled myself. He's like, I took a shower.
And here I am. Here I
was
am.
like, this guy, I love him.
We did not get enough content from those children on
Not
this
at all.
series.
I cannot
Yep.
wait until they host the reunion.
Me too.
They're gonna
Honestly,
kill
me
it.
too.
I think that Max could give some people on the show some pointers.
Tell me.
Angela, maybe?
What about wearing clothes that don't fit, but maybe trying to make them
Maybe
fit?
Michael and Angela were back at lunch at the uncle's house.
Yes.
And the uncle's like, listen, if you guys can't get married, he needs to move on.
But you saw like the turn in her face.
She
when
was
they
gonna
say that.
flip the table.
What is it with her? She is the insecurity that comes off of her.
Like what do you think you got a prize, Angela?
Right. What are you doing?
Okay. There was a Jesus calendar behind them.
Okay.
And Jesus did not look well in it.
Really? Dead Jesus?
It wasn't dead Jesus, but it was wounded
Unwell
Jesus. For sure. It was not his best. Jesus saw better days.
Okay.
This was maybe Good Friday.
Okay. 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 I get it, but I didn't see it. Like Jesus hasn't ascended back
I couldn't
up yet?
believe that was the backdrop. I was like,
Really?
it's funny because I feel like people in other cultures, especially like Hispanic cultures, right? They take the Catholic religion
Yes.
to such a dark place.
Right. Well, that's true though.
And
You're
it's
right
like
about
all
that.
about the suffering.
Yes.
And I was like, they are, excuse my language, killing it.
Okay, so I still have it on my DVR. When I go home, I'm going to fast forward to this because I
can't
need to see this.
Well,
I feel like I can't believe I didn't see wounded Jesus.
it looked like either he was wounded or maybe he like just did CrossFit.
That's funny. I have to see this.
Yeah. Or
okay.
maybe he did like a mud race.
Okay. I wouldn't feel good after a mud race anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would
Yeah.
look similar to that with the blood coming out of my head.
right. That's funny.
I would
Okay.
definitely be bleeding from the face after any kind of mud run.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like he did Rugged Maniac.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She's so mad at him.
So mad.
She's so mad. And he said, listen, Angela, I'm lonely here.
I'm just listening to you. There's nothing happened.
Like,
you
I
know?
don't know.
Yeah. He's like, Angela, I'm lonely.
Okay,
and
so now he's like, what am I going to do? Like, what if we don't get
Right.
married? So now all of a sudden they all change tune and they're like, okay,
I
guys.
know, we all support
They had
you
like a
so
little
much.
powwow.
I know.
They were like, Angela, you focus on Jesus for a second.
Uh-huh.
We're going to talk amongst ourselves. And they're like, listen, team,
Right.
we are Team Michael. We need to
Right.
get him to America. He needs to do better than this. It is very hot here.
So funny.
Do you see us all sweating during dinner?
There was a lot of profuse sweating, like you were saying.
We are wearing total head to toe our church best.
Yes.
We are sweating profusely because we do not have air conditioning.
We are watching Jesus suffer in
We
front of
need
our
to-
eyes.
Yes, we need to send Michael to a better place, okay? Let's regroup. Let's keep our opinions to ourselves and let's tell her she's the best. Let's also tell her that she's going to have a baby. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
And then they put all their hands in the middle and they go, Team Michael.
Right.
And they put him up.
You're
Okay.
so right, though. That is what happened because suddenly everybody was like, oh, no, we want you to be together.
Right. And the uncle's like, you know what? Actually, you remember when I told him 1 minute ago to marry someone else?
I didn't mean it.
I think you guys are chosen for each other.
Right.
So now they're talking about the spousal visa and trying to convince Angela to get married here. And she's like, you know what? I think I'm going to do it.
Because she said it touched her heart.
Right.
Okay. Just like the clock.
You know what else
got
touched her heart?
What?
I think the laser treatment that she got on her chesticle area.
I think she got electric shock treatment is what
You know what
she
else
got.
touches her heart? The
What?
Newports.
I think so. I
it
think
really
so
does.
too.
I think that if Michael is lonely, that he should seek some help.
Sure. And what better way, Tracy?
BetterHelp online counseling. Just because he's in Nigeria,
Right.
I don't think there's a lot of like specific therapists in his area.
Sure.
Unless they work at like the commissary.
Unless they work in the microwave shack we saw last episode.
So I think that BetterHelp is great because you know what? It's worldwide. It is available worldwide. And he could text, he could chat, he could use his phone, he could use video, and he could get a therapist right away. And he could talk about anything he wants. They even deal with family conflicts.
Well, that might be perfect.
Anything they share is confidential. So his therapist is not going to go report to Angela.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't like his therapist, he could change his therapist at any time.
Awesome.
I'm just so excited that this is worldwide because I think that this is going to help so many people.
Yeah, I agree. I think BetterHelp is honestly one of the best things that's happened to me.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And also it is affordable. So if Angela has to send him money, he could just work off of that budget.
Right.
90 Day Fiance Trash Talk listeners get 10% off their first month with discount code Fiance. So why not get started today?
Why not?
Go to betterhelp.com/fiance. You simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor that you will love. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/fiance.
Awesome.
Yeah. Moving on,
Okay.
Robert and Anny.
Okay.
All right, so now he's changing his tune and he's taking her shopping for wedding shoes.
Okay. Is that what it was? It was wedding shoes?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought it was.
So this is the day after they have lunch with his devil brother Kenny.
Right. But he suddenly has braids too.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
the
don't
timeline
know.
is, and his braids are not good.
No, they're very bad. That's why he has on a hat.
They're the opposite of good.
Mm-hmm.
He's buying her patent leather red pumps for her wedding.
But I like them. They look very classy.
Also, Brayson's favorite color.
Mm-hmm. It was all their favorite colors.
That's scary.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So she's going to be wearing red leather pumps. I mean,
Whatever.
it's fine. I don't think it matters what color shoe you wear to your wedding, especially when you have a long white gown.
Yeah, I totally agree. I had on pink shoes.
Yeah, I think it will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I just don't know about any of this, to be honest with you.
It's very confusing.
Where were they? That's what I don't
they were at like an
understand.
outlet.
Okay, because there was like nursing shoes in back
Yeah,
of
it was.
her?
They were at like
Okay.
DSW.
Okay.
Or like for famous footwear.
Okay.
So he said to her, "One team, one dream."
And then he apologizes.
Yes.
It's
He feels bad.
It's us against the world.
Right. I mean, he made it like what he was buying her.
Well, yeah, because she's like, how much? And he's like, don't worry about the price.
I'm gonna say they were $49.99.
That's funny. I was gonna say $39.95.
Ooh,
So
we should be on The Price Is Right.
yeah, showcase showdown.
Anny has to go to dinner now with Ben and Stephanie. So what is this? Is this a humiliate Anny tour?
Okay, I have to tell you, Anny is really annoying, but I feel bad for her. I feel like just everywhere she goes, she's attacked.
But who wouldn't be annoying?
Right.
If I was like, Noelle,
yeah.
tonight we go to dinner with my brother who hates you. He's going to berate you.
That's true.
Tomorrow, this other couple that hates you.
Like, I wish they would have brought Robin with them.
I don't think she would have said anything because she didn't say anything with Kenny.
That's true, too.
She was like, oh, I'm going to step out of here and fade into the background. So she sits down. I do not like them.
All right. I want to tell you a little something.
Tell me a big something.
Yesterday. Well, I was telling you last night I watched this with 5 boys.
Yes.
They decided to tell me that
you were gonna say on the podcast.
That her name is Diamond Fox.
Yes.
Is the porn star's name.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this. So
We talked
he's
about it on the
like,
podcast.
No, but I'm saying like I knew that she was like a porn star, but I felt like she was like 80s vintage.
No, she's
like
a
no
porn
big
star.
deal. Now they won't stop showing me the movies.
Oh, I'm
as
sorry.
I'm watching this. I didn't feel good about this.
I'm sorry about that.
So I've learned a lot about diamonds. Like between
dear.
last night
Intimately.
and today. Yeah, so this is how I spent my night. I want you guys to know. So I learned a lot about her. Actually, she's usually blonde in her movies, and she actually got her implants taken out too.
So what is there now?
I guess I don't know if it's real or smaller implants.
I would say smaller implants.
Yeah, because they were insane before.
Really?
So I learned a lot about her last night. It was very interesting. Watch it made me see her very differently.
Yeah, a little different angle.
Oh, definitely.
You got
a
to see
different
her with a
angle.
different lens, if you
I
will.
got to see her from the inside out.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, Fran. I love you so much. I said it, not Tracy, though. So
That
it's
was
okay.
so funny. So she sits down to lunch with them, right? With the 2 devil people.
Yes. He looks like there's something really wrong with him, her husband.
Oh, for sure.
What the hell is wrong with him?
He looks like he, honestly,
Yeah.
I could see him at a KKK rally.
That's what I mean. Like, there's something so scary about
yeah,
him.
like he's
Okay.
going to like burn someone
Like,
at the
he's
stake.
not okay. Because I feel like he's fine, and then he's like yelling.
He's on a witch hunt.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Uh-huh.
Okay, so she sits down and they very aggressively tell her that her shirt is nice.
Well, I thought they were opening for a porn here. Just like, I like that color on you. You know? I know. And she's like, orange?
I know. I was like, it was red.
Yeah, you're
also.
not wearing orange. Yeah, but I was like,
You should know that it's Brayson's favorite color.
I think they were like trying to make nice, but in like
they
a
weren't
awkward
though.
way.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
So they said that they want to clear the air
Right.
and they apologize. Mm-hmm. And she just looks at them.
She was not interested at all.
Okay, but also like I couldn't imagine the energy that you get off these people in person.
I just feel like, honestly, they could have been really nice. And after what she's been through being there, like
be nicer.
I wouldn't even want to talk to anybody at that point.
So she was saying that Bryson loves her and she loves him and he calls her mama.
That
And they're
was
like,
the worst thing she could have said.
she shouldn't have said that.
No, of course not.
So now they're like, okay, well now we're worried.
Right.
So Stephanie's like, listen, we both know that this relationship is out of convenience.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be in America and Robert wants to have a babysitter.
Right.
And Annie's like, no, this relationship is for love.
Mm-hmm. Like, this relationship is real. And they're like, no, it's not, basically.
Stephanie takes out her Louis Vuitton checkbook
Mm-hmm.
out of her Louis Vuitton bag. Talk to me.
So, okay. And she's like, basically, like, how much is it going to take for me to give you, to 15
Send you back.
grand so I can send you back and buy you a ticket?
Right.
So, but
Annie curses her out.
But then Annie's like, first of all, Annie, the way that she looks at her, like she has lost her mind. The way she looks at Stephanie is like she's lost his mind. She's like, what are you, crazy? Like, put your checkbook away, you crazy porn star lady. So
she's like, I don't even want your nasty money.
What'd she say? Put it in your ass. She should have said, like, you had to put it in your ass to get this porn star money.
Actually, Noelle saw you do that.
Yeah, I
specifically
did
last
actually.
night.
Yes. So they're saying, but the thing is, they're trying to say that they're worried that Robert can't provide for her and that she's looking for a way out, and
Right.
she's not, like, I guess, like, quote unquote safe, and they can give her a way out.
Okay. They're so full of it.
Right.
I don't know what's happening. So he asks, I think Ben, right, said,
Yeah.
when are you leaving?
Right.
And then he says to her, this is a quote, I didn't bring you here, but I could send you back.
Yeah.
Ben,
I don't know what the hell
what
that
is
meant.
going on, Ben?
Right, and then she's like, call Donald Trump.
I think that they're racist.
Yeah, I don't know what they meant, but I don't know if he just like is a moron and he meant like, okay, I didn't bring you here, but I could give you the money to send you back. Okay.
He's crazy.
Okay.
He is crazy.
I like that she's like, you don't have quality morale. That was good.
That was
They
pretty
don't
good.
have quality morale.
They
I
don't.
love
There's
it.
not a lot of morale in this.
Right, because like, where did this money come from? It's not morale money.
Okay. Also, she made a very good point. She's like,
What?
you don't pay for bracing,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden you have 15 grand to send me back to DR because that's what's important.
Right, and then she's like, you don't even call Brayson. He has to cry for Gigi.
Okay, so now Ben's like, listen, I'm sorry, this might have come off wrong.
Right.
You're taking this the wrong way. We love you.
That's gaslighting.
And I was like, oh my God. And Ben said that they offered her the money out of love.
Yeah, it was, listen, the whole thing was weird, and I feel bad for her because I feel like she is never safe.
No.
From like all these people attacking her. And Robert, this was probably the only time he's ever had her back. But did he even really have her
Not
back?
really.
He should have been like, let's leave now. These people are crazy.
Yeah, you're never going to see your
Yes.
grandson again, you
Yes.
crazy person. I'm actually going to call 911.
Yes. Like that was, it was really upsetting because they had like such like just a devilish look in their eye. They don't like her and they judged her right off the
I know.
bat.
Speaking of the devil, let's talk about Tanya and Sinjin.
I don't want to really. First of all, I want to talk about how I couldn't understand most of this segment.
Okay. I also did not understand.
Okay.
I watched it 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay. So his friend Jart
Jart. Okay.
came from South Africa,
Yes.
but now he lives in Philadelphia. So they met up, right? And he was saying, Sinjin's like, listen, I gave up my friends, I gave up my family, I gave up my animals.
Okay, so that's my first note was he gave up animals for her.
Okay, but he did gain an animal when he moved here because he has a girlfriend, fiance named Tanya,
That's true.
and she is an animal.
She is a fucking sloth.
He's like, I thought we were soulmates, but she said we weren't. So now his friend's like, oh, okay, so I don't think that you should marry her.
And he's like, oh, really? Like, you don't think she's worth it?
And
I felt like I was watching a Pantene commercial watching him.
I know.
That's all
He
it
has
was
great
him just
hair.
putting his hands
He needs
through
to
his,
do a calendar.
his hair is beautiful.
I know.
Yes.
So now that his friend said something, and this is a quote, is Tanya worth it?
I mean,
I was like, ooh.
come
deep.
on. What is Tanya worth?
So now they're dress shopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I hated everything about this.
she said that they can't stop fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And now she said that this is what she wants. She wants either a black, red, or champagne dress.
First of all, those are all opposite colors.
Yes. So champagne is like a regular wedding color.
Yes.
And black and red are not.
But it's also like, what? I mean, is this fucking Beetlejuice? Stop it.
Okay. Also,
Stop.
her friends were all dressed like they were going to different parties.
Okay, they were all going to different parties because one had on a bodycon with Jordans.
Sure.
Yep.
Which is, as you know, I love that.
Oh,
That's
I know.
so
That's your
great.
favorite look.
Oh.
So when I was watching this again, I was watching this with a bunch of men and they were talking about the women there. And they're like, there are so many large breasts in this room. And I'm like, no, I know. And they're like, well, what's with the mom? The one that's fanning herself. And I'm like, she's from Hookers on the Point.
She's a retired hooker. Give
And
her
they're
a
like,
break.
what do you mean? And I'm like, she was a hooker at the Point. They're
Right.
like, what point? I'm like, I don't know. I just know that she was a hooker.
Hunts Point. in
Hunts
the
Point.
Bronx.
Okay.
That's the point. She looked the part for sure. I think some of her friends were going to red carpet parties. Some of them were going to barbecues.
So we're going to like a rap video.
Yeah. Some of them were going to like 8 Mile.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now,
this was
here's
weird.
a different thing that I'd like to say.
What? Tell me.
I'm not against having a not white wedding dress.
No, me either.
But if you want a black or red dress, you don't have to go to a bridal store. You just go to a dress store.
yeah, why would you? Why most bridal stores aren't going to have a black dress for you?
So now she tries on the black dress. I didn't hate it.
Okay, let me tell you something. This dress was not bad. I was looking at it. I saw it on her. I'm like, I don't hate this at all. I don't know about the form fitting on her, but this
Right.
dress is not
It's
so
not a bad dress.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of actually bridal-y.
I know. That's the weird
that
part
makes
about it. No,
sense.
I know.
So then she tries on a blush strapless gown. Also, they say it was off-white. It looked like it was blush.
No, that was not off-white.
Her mother's like, is this off-white?
Yeah,
and it's like,
go suck another dick.
oh my God.
Sorry.
That was a lot.
I'm just feeling it today, you know?
See that?
Tanya makes me also just upset in general.
Okay, so she's standing on the pedestal in a terrible dress that has a big gap.
That's what bothered me, the boob gap.
You can't do that. You have
I
very, very large
know.
breasts. You cannot wear a strapless gown. Sorry about that, but this is not the look for you. So she's like, yeah, guys, so let me tell you while I'm on this pedestal what a terrible person I am. So we had a birth chart reading, like you do. And she's like, I told him that my first love was my soulmate. Her friends' mouths
They were mortified.
hang open.
But why are they surprised? Like, she's not nice.
I know. So now she's talking like bad about St. John and bad about the relationship. And she's like, all right, well, now I can't buy this dress because it has bad juju.
Right.
Okay, well, good. You should talk really bad in all of the dresses you've been wearing.
So, I mean, you should just talk bad in everything and just disappear.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jasmine and Blake.
Okay.
So she goes to his brother's in her bike shorts.
She loves these bike
Loves
shorts.
a bike short.
She does.
Every look that she has is bike shorts with something oversized over them. And some kind of like bra top.
That's exactly what she wears. Yep.
So he gets her a lawn chair.
Does he have on a copper chain?
Ooh, I don't know.
It looked copper.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he gets her a lawn chair in the garage.
A pink. Oh, no, he's in the pink one.
But he did offer it to her first.
Yes.
I think she was like, no, thank you. Get away from me.
Right. You like the pink.
He said that it made him look bad that she didn't go to the birthday party.
What is with him? She's his beard.
For
is
sure.
that what the problem is?
For sure. Now, here's the other thing. I heard some gossip that this is all staged for TV and that she absolutely went to the birthday party and that alcohol does not really bother her and this is their storyline.
Okay, that I didn't know. I did hear that she did go to the party, but I didn't know that about the alcohol.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So he wants her to hang out with his friends even without him. She's
okay,
like,
I mean, that's asking a lot.
So she's like, okay, cool.
Right.
I'm going to do that when you start hanging out with my sister when I'm not around.
Right. That's just weird.
Yeah.
And also he's like, well, do you want to hang with your sister every day? And she's like, yeah, I would love to. Like, why are you upset about that? It's her sister.
Yeah, but it's so weird.
Are her and her sister twins?
No. They've just constructed their faces to look like twins.
Like, okay.
They make up.
Right.
So now her parents come from Finland. And they're like, I don't know why she wants to live in such a big and dangerous city.
They're cute. They don't know.
No, they don't know anything.
Her and her sister look like Iggy Azalea, I think.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Right?
Yeah. So he was like, listen, we found the location for our wedding. It's a park. And they're talking about their future. And I never felt more at one with someone.
I feel like she is me.
She said that she's not, and this is a quote, into working like that. And she'd like to focus on her inner peace and have a good mind.
Same. Good for you, girl. Minus the not liking seasoning on food, I feel like she could be our friend.
Blake's mother is appalled.
Blake's mother, okay, I feel like mother-in-laws are always a little too interested and invested in things, but it's
yeah, but like, she's like, my son is poor.
Right, but
like you don't get it.
Right.
You don't get it. So now the sister starts looking at his mother like she's going to kill her. She's like, I'm not really work oriented.
Which I guess that means I don't have a work ethic. I don't know.
So he's wearing this ridiculous ring again.
Okay, but what does it say?
It's some kind of initials or something.
I know.
Also, I will say this, and I want to know what you think about it.
What?
I get a lot of druggy vibes from him lately.
Okay. The way that he's smiling, not looking at the camera, looking down, very junkie-esque.
Like the way he has like dark circles under his eyes.
Yeah, he doesn't look good, and I feel
well.
like he's trying to hide more from her than drinking.
Yes. I think that he maybe also had just come from Rugged Maniac. From a mud race.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's why he's so exhausted.
He's also looked a little better.
Peaked.
Let's talk about Emily and Sasha.
Okay.
So he's driving like a crazy person in Portland.
I hate that.
And they're driving to the coast. And he's in the car with Betsy and the baby and her.
Right.
Okay. This is what I was thinking about.
What?
So you have a baby in a car seat.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's enough.
Uh-huh.
I think that maybe all babies should have car helmets.
I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Right?
Yeah. Why not?
I think they should all
I
be
never
in car.
thought about that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, put on your car helmet.
Yeah, why not? I feel like safety with a baby is never enough. And especially like you have a kid in the car. Why are you driving like an asshole?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like when people drive like that.
No, me either.
So Betsy's like, well, I still think it's a mistake. And it's like, Betsy, you're still drunk.
Yeah, Betsy, you're drunk. You're lonely. Nobody cares.
Shut up. So and also you have a halter dress on all the time.
Right. And also like you couldn't even go and get a dress for your sister's wedding.
She wants him to promise to love her sister forever. Yeah. Isn't that what the wedding is?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not a cheater. Well, I mean,
Okay. I
don't know about that.
I don't know. I might beg to differ on that.
so she's like, he says, Sasha, if she supports me, then I'll do the same. I was like, hilarious.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So now they see that you see the seals and the sea lions or whatever they are.
Mm-mm.
So cute.
Mm-mm.
So
I have to tell you, like, I don't mind him. And I was actually thinking about this while watching this. Like, I'm like, I feel like they portrayed him to be such a villain. And I know that he's
fine.
done like kind of jerky things, but I don't like Betsy.
I don't like Betsy either.
Okay.
So now Emily has dark roots for her wedding.
Okay. I was thinking that too. She just had her hair done in Indiana. Girl,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I know. So I don't think it looks awful, but it's also like a look.
But
for
it's
sure.
also like, it's your wedding.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that baby is 10 years old, so it doesn't matter.
That baby has so many rolls on him. It's so cute though.
He's so sad, Sasha, that his family can't be there at his wedding.
I know.
And his kids. But you know what? They were at his other 7 weddings.
Well, yeah, no, you're so right about that.
And they'll be at his
though.
next ones.
I feel like he is sad. Like he really loves his family. It's kind of cute.
Sure, but
Yeah.
like also you left them.
Well, he left his kids.
Right. And he says to his son, someday me and you will be together again.
Yeah. It's like, all right, well, that's
Anyway,
terrible.
so Betsy
Okay.
has the blue dress and she's like, hey, Emily, do you like this dress?
And Emily's like, I don't care.
Right. But also, what's the other option?
So, well,
You have no other option. She's like, yeah, well, this is what I got.
and she's like,
okay,
this
cool.
isn't your color palette. Sorry. So the color palette was like that Tiffany blue.
Right. But also, who's the color palette?
I don't
It
know.
was
I
one
guess
ribbon.
she told her wear this dress. I
Sure,
don't know.
Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. Who cares?
So she gives Sasha a mimosa
Mhm.
and he looks
he's like,
disgusted.
what the hell is this poison?
And he's like, this is like a girl drink?
Right.
And Betsy
This is
says,
sugar?
Betsy says drinks don't have a gender. And he's like, yeah. He's like, what about margaritas? That was so funny. Why are they showing him changing in his underwear?
I don't know. They're showing him like I don't want to know what kind of underwear he wears. I don't need to see him punching the mirror either.
Yeah, stop.
They're just looking for content
I know.
here.
So she's wearing a very simple dress and it was nice.
But it's not the same one,
No,
right?
it's not the same one. So
It's okay.
this is the first time that he's seen the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And her dad walks her through the weeds from the street.
Uh-huh.
And the officiant looks like a retired Teamster.
He is a retired Teamster. He is.
He looks like a bus driver.
Her dad also doesn't look like
Yeah, but that's her dad. They hired this guy.
Yeah, that's true too.
She didn't hire her dad.
That's true.
Speaking of confusing, let's talk about Anna and Mursal. So, word on the street is that he never really left.
So I was gonna say, Tracy, do you think he left?
I don't think so.
He didn't leave.
I don't think so.
I was watching this and I was saying to myself, like, this guy didn't leave. This is horse shit.
So they say that he left and he went back to Turkey and he was supposed to call her an hour ago and he calls her eventually and he wants to return to America. Mm-hmm. So she's texting him and he said that he's going to go to the U.S. Embassy and try to get his K-1 visa back.
Right.
So he FaceTimes her and goes, visa okay. Mm-hmm. Everything's fine?
He'll be there in 2 days.
He said his family said it's okay.
Right.
And he's coming today.
Right. Like suddenly none of the past like wailing on my screen for 10 episodes, that didn't happen.
Everything's fine. He said that they have to get married ASAP because when he gets back, he only has like 6 hours to marry her.
Right.
Also, he said that it was his mom's idea for the whole family to change their mind.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, cool. She tells the boys that Marcel's coming back because remember what she said. She was like, Marcel upset the boys so much by leaving.
Right.
Okay, so she tells him and he gets his visa renewed. And this is what she tells him. She's like, well, we have to get married because he got his visa renewed. And this is a quote, and that never happens.
Uh-huh. Because it didn't happen.
Because it didn't.
Also.
That's
right.
good. So the 2 young boys are like, yeah, it's fine. We're 7.
They're
I
like,
mean, I don't
it's
know.
fine. Who cares?
And Joey's like, yeah, well, I think it's a mistake.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, what? I can't hear you.
So Gino said something that was so real. Gino's
love
like,
him.
listen, I'll go, but I don't want to be bored. So can you make it awesome?
Right.
She's like, okay, I'll try to make it awesome.
I feel like anytime you and I have to go somewhere, that's kind of what I say.
I know. It's
and
like,
you're
is this
like,
gonna be
all right,
great?
I'll get you pierogies.
Right. Like, I'll feed you a snack.
Yeah.
Joey doesn't want to go. And he's like, you know what? Actually,
I might be busy,
I'm
that
busy.
day. I have the flu that day.
yeah. He's like, my mom won't let me. She's like, I am your mom. He's like, my other mom. My real mom. I live in Turkey. I'm moving to Turkey. I got a K1 visa.
Bye.
My visa got revoked.
Bye.
Let's talk about Michael and Natalie.
All right.
They're not in a good place.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be either. And also, he is deteriorating. Every episode, he looks worse.
So she didn't answer his calls. So he went back to the lawyer. Now, was it me? Was this scene played twice?
What do you mean?
That he went to the lawyer? I feel like they played almost the whole scene in the preview and then played it
Oh,
again.
yeah, they did. They played like the whole scene in the preview, yes.
Okay, great. So he said that he went to the Ukraine. He tried to get the information. They said it was classified.
Right.
And she was like, well, if they said it's classified, that's not a good thing.
Right.
I think she's making that up. I think everyone is speculating on all of these things.
Here's the thing. I don't think anything happened. I just think a lot of girls probably apply for these visas.
Right, but also I think every single lawyer that thinks they know what they're talking about doesn't.
Yeah.
No one really knows. It's a mysterious process.
That's true.
She said that he can stop the process though. And the lawyer's like, listen, you need to, obviously something happened between you guys. You need to think very carefully before you bring someone here and are responsible for them forever.
Because isn't it like she could like say it gets approved, she can come like right now.
Yeah.
And he's still responsible for it, even
10
if they're
years.
not together.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because he's the one who brought her
But you
here.
know what? He is, again, I'm going to curse. He's a dumb fuck and he will not cancel it.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I don't believe guys when they say like we broke up. Okay.
Yeah, sure you did.
She just told you she doesn't love you.
Yeah,
but you're not going to cancel the visa.
I know. That's how they are. This has been a fun episode. We're not going to be here next week, so we're going to see you the week after. So make sure you join our Facebook group to keep up with updates. It's 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk listeners on Facebook. And you could follow me, your host, at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you could follow the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter as well. Noelle?
You can find me Noe_bear810 on Instagram or at NoeGirl on Twitter.
Awesome. Also, guys, don't forget to check out my new podcast, Only in New York.
Ooh.
Okay, bye.
Bye.